Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most common questions MacBook users ask. When should you plug in your MacBook? More specifically, we'll explore everything you need to know about the MacBook batteries, how they work, and the best practices for keeping them healthy for years to come. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the heart of your MacBook, the lithium battery. These batteries are commonly used in devices like smartphones, laptops, and even electric cars. They work by using lithium ions to move between the positive and negative electrodes. When your battery is fully charged, the lithium ions will be towards the positive electrodes. As your MacBook is used, the battery discharges, and these lithium ions move through the electrolyte towards the negative electrodes. And when you plug it in, it recharges, and it goes through the opposite process, and these lithium ions move through the electrolyte towards the positive electrodes. A key thing to know about the lithium batteries is that they don't like to be fully charged at all time, nor do they like to be fully drained. The ideal situation for a lithium ion battery is to stay around 50% charge most of the time. Keeping in this middle range can help extend the overall lifespan of the battery. Now, you might have heard the term charge cycle tossed around. A charge cycle is when you use 100% of your battery's capacity, but not necessarily all at once. For example, if you were to use 50% of your battery one day, charge it back to 100%, and then the next day use another 50%, that's classed as 100% and is classed as one charge cycle. Apple suggests that the typical MacBook battery is designed to last for 1,000 charge cycles before it drops to about 80% of its original battery health. That means your battery will still be functional, but will hold less charge, 80% of its original capacity. For example, if your M1 MacBook gives you around 18 hours of battery life when it's brand new, after 1,000 charge cycles, it might give you around 13 hours instead. So if you use your MacBook using these parameters for around 6 to 8 hours a day and fully charge it every 2 days, it would then take 2,000 days, or about 5.5 years, to hit that 1,000 cycle milestone. But it's not just charge cycles that affect your battery's longevity. Temperature and aging also play significant roles. It's crucial to keep your MacBook out of direct sunlight and avoid leaving it in a hot car or room. The ambient temperature where you use your MacBook should ideally be between 35 and 55 degrees Celsius. This is not the chip temperature itself, but the overall environment around the device. Keeping it cool can drastically improve battery health. To check to see how many charge cycles your battery has gone through, click the Apple logo on the top left of your screen, select About This Mac, then hit the System Report. Scroll down to Power, and there you'll find the battery's charge cycle count. Here's the reality. Lithium-ion batteries are consumable products. No matter how careful you are, they will degrade over time, and at some point between 5 to 10 years, you'll probably need to replace that battery. That said, Apple has done a great job at making sure that the software is optimized to make sure your battery health stays longer and healthier for longer. We'll talk about that a little bit further on. When it comes to charging your MacBook, I always recommend using the official Apple charger. There are a lot of cheap third-party chargers out there that may not be safe. While chargers that come through a USB device like docks or monitors can be fine, make sure you're using a reputable brand. For those of you who have a permanent desk setup, I suggest using a proper docking station, or just sticking with the official Apple charger. Apple's charging system is designed to keep your battery healthy with continuous software updates, so it's important to keep your MacBook up to date. Apple also includes something called Battery Health Management in macOS, which is designed to optimize the way your MacBook charges based on your usage habits. It does this by charging at 80% quickly, then using a trickle charge to top off to 100% once you need it. In fact, macOS will even allow your MacBook's battery to slightly drain when it's plugged in to ensure the battery does not stay at full charge for too long, something that could hurt its long-term health. For example, if you always plug your MacBook in at 9 a.m. and unplug it at 5 p.m., macOS will keep your battery around 80% while plugged in, then top it off just before you normally unplug it. Now, you may have heard of battery calibration, where you drain your battery to 0% and then recharge it to 100%. That used to be a thing with old devices, but the modern MacBook and lithium-ion batteries, that's no longer necessary. In fact, draining your battery to 0% can actually harm it. MacBooks are smart enough to manage battery health without manual calibration. Even though macOS shows 100% charge, your battery is actually never at 100% in the strictest sense. There's software that prevents overcharging and keeps the battery health by limiting the charge to around 95%. If you're planning to store your MacBook for a while, it's best to charge it to 50% before storing it. That's the optimal charge level for long-term storage. Now, the ultimate question: should you leave your MacBook plugged in all the time? It depends. If you're using your MacBook for long hours, like for work or school, it's perfectly fine to leave it plugged in. macOS will do its job to optimize the charge process, and keeping it plugged in means fewer charge cycles, which could extend the battery life in the long term. That said, I wouldn't recommend leaving it plugged in 24/7. It's good practice to let the battery drain a bit. Even if you mostly use your MacBook at your desk, I personally unplug my MacBook overnight to let it drain a little. In general, keeping the charge between 20% and 80% is considered ideal, but realistically, it's hard to stick to that every single time, and it won't make a huge difference in the long run. If you know you'll be away from your charger all day, just charge it to 100% the night before. It won't do it much harm. Some third-party apps claim to keep your battery at 80%, but I personally wouldn't recommend them. macOS is already doing a great job of managing your battery health, and these third-party apps could create more issues than they solve. One wrong patch update could really severely hurt your battery. You'll be surprised how little difference there is in battery health between users who leave their MacBooks plugged in all day versus those who perfectly time every charge. Does all that extra effort really make worth the tiny difference in battery longevity over a few years? In my opinion, probably not. At the end of the day, your MacBook is a laptop. It's meant to be used and to be portable. Don't stress about the battery too much. As long as you're not overheating your device and you're charging with some common sense, your MacBook will take care of the rest. Most people upgrade their laptop every 3 to 5 years, and in 99% of cases, your battery will hold up just fine during that time. If you keep your MacBook longer, you might notice a slight decrease in the battery health, but Apple offers affordable battery replacements, and by the time you reach 5+ years, it might be time for an upgrade anyway. And even if not, I would say 5 to 10 years worth of using your MacBook, you would have definitely got your money's worth, and a battery replacement will still be a good investment. My summary is, as long as you are not overheating your MacBook and charging with some caution, use your MacBook how it was intended to be used, as a laptop. The MacBook software will now do the rest for you at optimizing the best it can and the charging of your laptop. My recommendation is to use your laptop and enjoy it. The battery will degrade over time, that is a natural point, but use it how it is intended. So, that's it for today. I hope this video cleared up some of the confusion around charging your MacBook and keeping your battery in tip-top shape. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your own battery tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side.